A historic evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the momentous Gateway of India. Let us swiftly introduce ourselves, your hosts for the evening. I am Lieutenant Samson Moses,
And I am Nisha Krishna.
and on behalf of Headquarters Western Naval Command, would like to extend a hearty and warm welcome to you, and also to those tuned in to today's events through the All India Radio and Doordarshan.
Geopolitical map, the Indian subcontinent, one and for all.
However, the preemptive actions of INS Rajput gave Ghazi a watery burial near Vishakhapatnam. While action progressed at sea, the Navy also mounted special operations at Chalna Khulna harbors. INS Panvel and the two gunboats, Padma and Palash, manned by the Mukti Bahini, entered and inflicted heavy damage on these harbors in the face of stiff resistance. Towards the end of the war, the likelihood of the enemy attempting escape into Burma, now Myanmar, became a distinct possibility. To prevent this, the Indian Navy executed an amphibious landing for the first time in the history of India. As we celebrate our victories, we also pay homage to the brave martyrs of INS Khukri, who made the supreme sacrifice in discharging their duty in the late hours of 9th December. We owe a debt of gratitude to martyrs and veterans of the 1971 war. So this year, we begin the Golden Jubilee celebrations of our victory and the Navy's decisive role in the conquest of a foe and the creation of a friendly neighbor. Exactly 49 years ago, we had an opportunity to serve our nation as a force at sea. (1971). Millions were forced to
কত বিপ্লবী বন্ধুর রক্তে রাঙা বন্দিশালা ওই শিকড় ভাঙা তারা কি ফিরিবে আজ সুপ্রভাতে যত তরুণ অরুণ গেছে অস্তাচলে
ओ रांझनवी तेरी सांसों पे थोड़ा सा वतन का भी हक था ना देख मुझे यूं मुड़ मुड़ के तेरा मेरा साथ यही तक था ये तेरी ज़मीं तेरे खून से ही तो सज के संवरती है रांझ तेरे इश्क की मैं हकदार नहीं तेरी हीर तो धरती है रांझ तेरी मिट्टी में मिल जावा गुल बढ़ के मैं खिल जावा इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू तेरी नदियों में बह जावा तेरे खेतों में लहरावा इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू
That performance must have truly touched your souls, ladies and gentlemen. The prongs that make the spear of Indian Navy, namely the surface, air and submarine arms, along with the dedicated personnel that constitute this professional force, work seamlessly and efficiently to achieve all the objectives and tasks assigned, augmenting the range of operations in which the Indian Navy is employed. The four main roles are military, diplomatic, constabulary, and benign roles. Now let us soak in the essence of our Navy through a video by delving into what it takes to be a mighty force to reckon on.
The only country that has an ocean name for it. To harness the full potential of the oceans, Resurgent India has articulated a clear strategy through our vision of Sagar. The implementation of the Act East policy and Sagar Mala. The Navy are the custodians translating this vision into action as the first line of defense of national maritime interests and a net security provider for the region's maritime community. The Indian Navy, combative, dominant, holding sway by force of strength. A potent, multi-dimensional, multi-spectrum networked force. Ready to deter the enemy with relentless might and inexorable power. Providing seamless protection to the coastline and maritime assets. The Indian Navy has commissioned new naval bases like INS Sardar Patel in Porbandar, Gujarat, INS Dweep Rakshak in Lakshadweep to reinforce surveillance over vital shipping lanes to and from the Persian Gulf, and created IMAC to increase maritime domain awareness on a real-time basis. The Indian Naval Base at Karwar is developing into a smart naval station with infrastructure to house 50 warships with scope for future expansion. Baz, India's southernmost airfield in the Great Nicobar Island. The Indian Navy, sentinels of India's vast maritime interests and her emerging blue economic status, combating rising terrorism and piracy on the high seas. Committed to the protection of vital international sea lanes, buoying global economies. The fifth largest maritime force in the world, seeking 21st century solutions to 21st century challenges. Trailblazing a path of indigenization, the Indian Navy has transformed defense manufacturing. The Navy's dockyards support an agile, mobile, and technology-driven force with the motto, delivering quality ships on time. In consonance with the Make in India vision, the Indian Navy has promoted skill development through innovation, expanded the indigenous fleet,
500, report after every 100 liters. SPL 250, DW 250, battery capacity.
inducted new platforms designed and developed in India. Seeking air superiority, the Indian Navy has inducted the state-of-the-art MiG-29K. And extended its maritime influence through the Boeing P-8I. Submarines add surprise and stealth. From the Foxtrot class in 1967 to nuclear propulsion, the submarine arm has defeated any misadventure. Trains scholar warriors in engineering disciplines and soldierly skills. Young naval officers can now handle cutting-edge technology on state-of-the-art platforms with military character and professionalism. The tough training schedule at INS Chilka transforms young boys into seamen. Officers of friendly foreign navies are also given the same world-class training to harness the full potential of maritime partnerships. The Indian Navy, committed to a comprehensive strategy for external defense engagements, building partnerships, and developing interoperability. India, a maritime nation with a magnificent maritime past.
Mumbai, the vibrant city that it is, was once an archipelago of 7 islands. The name Mumbai is derived from 2 words, Mumba or Maha Amba, the patron goddess Mumba Devi of the native Koli community, and Ai, meaning mother in Marathi. This de facto financial center of India is a fusing potpourri of culture, commerce, and entertainment. Tourism in Mumbai is never complete without a visit to the remarkable Gateway of India. This arch monument, dripping with history and sentiment, was built to commemorate the arrival of George V, erstwhile Emperor of India, and Mary of Teck, Empress Consort of India, on 2nd December 1911. Today, this protected monument of Maharashtra is under the aegis of the Archaeological Survey of India. As we slowly soak in this heritage and begin to enjoy the festivities ahead of us, here is before you a short documentary from the 1930s of the erstwhile Bombay.
We are now approaching the city of Bombay, the gateway to India. And the first view that comes to our attention is the gate itself, an admirable illustration of Great Britain's constructive influence. Bombay is the second largest city of India and one of the chief seaports of the Orient. It has a mixed population of over 1 million people, representing practically every race and creed in the world. the Taj Mahal Hotel is unquestionably the most pretentious one in all of India. One of the outstanding features of Bombay is its sudden transitions from the modern to the ancient. This scene, for example, was taken a few minutes from the heart of the city, where the 15th century is constantly rubbing shoulders with the 20th. These automobiles cutting into this line of ancient vehicles suggest an odd symbolism which typifies all of India. For time and time again, the new cuts into the old. But the gap is soon filled in, and the ancient procession goes on in strange defiance. At the famous race course in Bombay, we are again transported into another world, for here is gathered representatives of every nationality, creed, and color. The course itself is considered to be the most picturesque, if not the finest in the Orient, and continue on to a picturesque fishing village just a short distance from Bombay. This quaint little habitation seems to have no connection with the mainland, and life in general appears to be carried on quite apart from the outside world. All the people who live here are engaged in the fish industry, and as strange as it may seem, many of them are strict vegetarians, and therefore will not eat fish of any kind. Picture of India could possibly be complete without a view of its royal elephants on parade. Here we are reminded of the wealth of India and the splendor of the days that used to be. This is just a rare and special occasion, staged by one of the wealthy Maharajas at a grand social event. The headpieces worn by these elephants are made of solid gold and are studded with magnificent jewels. But now our journey is coming to an end. We will take one last look at Bombay before we draw our visit to a close. To the observing tourist, this view is more than just a picture. It is Bombay, the gateway to India. Through it flows the commerce of an empire. Great commercial houses, stately public buildings, and educational institutions flank its broad thoroughfares. Railways converge here from every state in India, and steamship routes diverge to the ends of the earth. Such has been the first constructive imprint of Western civilization upon this much talked of and generally misunderstood country. And so our journey ends. We bid farewell to Bombay, the gateway to India.
Ladies and gentlemen, it appears we seem to have a full house today. So I would kindly request that the parents may carry their little children on their lap and make space for the other audience. Thank you. We have a lovely evening ahead of us, packed with action, music, and ceremonial grandeur. Let us take this opportunity to run you through what you are going to witness at this historic venue today. The Indian Navy Marching Band, whom you can faintly hear in the background playing military music, will enter the display area in front of you. Indian Naval Chetak helicopters will start the operational demonstration with a search and rescue display, followed by synchronized maneuvers to demonstrate the versatile nature of this lightweight single-engine helicopter. Thereafter, we will have a demonstration of helicopter-borne anti-submarine warfare operations that would be undertaken by the Seeking Mark 42 Bravo helicopters of the Indian Naval Air Squadron 330. This will be followed by the insertion of fully armed and self-contained Marine Commandos, also called Marcos, from the Advanced Light Helicopter by having them slither down a rope, following which they will carry out a quick waterborne ingress on board a rubberized craft to their operations area.
The chief host for this evening is Commodore Dushyant Purohit, Commanding Officer, INS Shikra. And the chief guest for today's program is Commanding Officer, INS Kunjali, Commodore Sanjay Kumar Nagar. On arrival of the chief guest, you are requested to rise, following which the band will play the national anthem. You are requested to stand at attention until completion. Personnel in uniform are required to salute. Thereafter, the band will march in and commence the beating retreat ceremony. देवियों और सज्जनों, मुख्य अतिथि के आगमन पर आप सबसे उठने का निवेदन है। मुख्य अतिथि के आगमन के बाद बैंड द्वारा राष्ट्रगान बजाया जाएगा, जिसमें आप सबसे सावधान में खड़े होने का निवेदन है। वर्दीधारी अधिकारियों से अनुरोध है कि वे सलूट करें। इसके बाद बैंड का आगमन होगा और बीटिंग रिट्रीट सेरेमनी की शुरुआत की जाएगी।
The beating retreat ceremony will conclude at sunset, which will be marked by the ceremonial lowering of the Indian Navy's flag, the white ensign, hoisted on top of the monument. You are requested to rise for the sunset ceremony. Personnel in uniform are to salute. This will be followed by an aerial salute by the Indian Naval Helicopter Fleet, comprising of Chetak, Sea King, Kamov, and ALH, operating from INS Shikra right here in Mumbai.
Upon completion of the aerial salute, there will be the tattoo ceremony performed by the Naval Central Band and silent continuity drill displayed by the Navvirs of Western Naval Command. We will then have the sailors' hornpipe dance by cadets of the Sea Cadet Corps and light tattoo drummer's call, followed by the finale comprising all the participants of this evening's extravaganza. Culminating it all will be the coordinated illumination of Indian naval warships. Ladies and gentlemen, the program will end with the national anthem, for which you are requested to rise, while personnel in uniform are to salute. The chief guest would depart thereafter. We request you to kindly remain seated till the chief host also leaves the venue at the end of the program and wait for the announcement.
That was a brief overview of the exhilarating fare that we have prepared for you on this momentous day. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Today, we will get more than a taste of the famous and well-traveled Indian Navy marching band. Even as I speak, the band is leading a most impressive contingent that is marching 6 abreast down the picturesque PJ Ramchandani Marg on our right, from the Radio Club to the Taj Mahal Hotel, in proud affirmation of the victory achieved by our country in the 1971 war. It is also serves as a reminder of the victory of our city over those who tried to terrorize and intimidate us at this very location. For your information, the PJ Ramchandani Marg is named after late flying officer Prem Ramchandani, who gave the supreme sacrifice during the 1965 Indo-Pak War. Interestingly, he was also a Sea Cadet and continues to be a role model for young cadets today.
Enveloping the band is a colorful marching contingent made up of a mixed troop of standard bearers comprising 32 sailors of the Indian Navy and 16 young girl cadets drawn from the Sea Cadet Corps. These young men and women proudly bear flags and standards that are relevant to this evening's ceremonies. The national flag is borne aloft on the extreme marching right, along with the Indian Navy's flag, the white ensign, standard of the city of Mumbai, showing the crest of the Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation, or BMC, and the flag of Sea Cadet Corps. On the extreme marching left is the standard of the Western Naval Command. We hope it would interest you to identify these flags and standards when the standard bearers finally come into the plaza. During the band's march from the radio club to this plaza, the impressive pomp and pageantry of the Navy will be juxtaposed with one of the most traditional of maritime dances, the Sailor's Hornpipe Dance, performed by 60 young girl cadets of the Sea Cadet Corps along with 10 drummers. This dance is a 16th century Irish jig. of India, the white ensign of the Indian Navy, and the flags of the city of Mumbai, the Sea Cadet Corps, and this evening's host organization, the Western Naval Command. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together once again for the Indian Naval Band.
And now, if you look up towards your right, emerging from the sky, are the Indian Naval Chetak helicopters to commence the operational demonstration. The INAS 321
Next in line is the hulking giant, the Sea King Mark 42 Bravo anti-submarine warfare helicopter from Indian Naval Air Squadron 330, as they will showcase the evergreen dunk maneuver. These giant birds of steel will recover to hover at a height of mere 50 feet from the water surface. They will then lower the sonar body, which is the underwater ears used by the Naval Air Operations officers on board the aircraft to detect the lurking submarines in the depths of the ocean. No wonder an anti-submarine warfare helicopter is the most potent enemy of a hiding submarine.
This sonar dome aids in detection of the ever-elusive submarine, which can then be engaged with multiple ASW weapons carried on board, such as the depth charge and the torpedo.
Let me add, ladies and gentlemen, the helicopters are using all of their engine power during this particular maneuver, which I'm sure will be vouched by the crowds feeling the massive downwash of the rotor blades. There's no room for error. Well, that's just another day in the life of an anti-submarine warfare crew. Can we have a huge round of applause for the brave men for a fantastic display of professionalism and alacrity?
We shall now witness a spectacular simulation by the daring advanced light helicopters. It will incorporate a heliborne ingress, a tactical insertion of a covert ops team. Emerging from the helo is one prahar of the Indian Naval Marine Commandos, or the Marcos. As you see, ladies and gentlemen, the Marcos are slithering into the water as the first part of their mission. Slithering is the technique in which the Marine Commandos are lowered down from the helicopter into a hostile environment via a rope. As you can see, a small Gemini is ready to induct the Marcos and has taken position below the ALH at Hover. It needs tremendous strength and courage to pull off such a heroic act. Let me add, ladies and gentlemen, the Marcos are fast roping down from a height of over 50 feet.
May I also draw your attention to the second helicopter in the background. It is maintaining a bird's eye view of the combat area. This helicopter is providing covering fire support using an onboard machine gun for the troops inserting in the battle zone. And that, ladies and gentlemen, completes the successful insertion of the Marcos Prahar. As you can imagine, it is not easy, this slithering business. It needs speed, strength, agility, tremendous focus, and courage beyond measure. The lives are at stake, but the never say die attitude is a core attribute of the Marine Commandos. It is no wonder that they are the revered and the most elite special forces in the world. Can we have a huge round of applause for the brave Marcos and the air crew for an excellent display of courage and military tactics?
As we await the arrival of the chief guest, let me explain the difference between the ceremonies of beating retreat and the tattoo. The beating of retreat recalled troops from the battlefield and into their billeting area. The tattoo, on the other hand, was a beating of drums within the billeting area that ordered troops to proceed to their quarters. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the chief guest, Commodore Sanjay Kumar Nagar. You are requested to remain standing for the national anthem which will follow. Uniformed personnel are required to salute during the national anthem.
देवियों और सज्जनों, मुख्य अतिथि पहुंच चुके हैं। आप सबसे अनुरोध है कि अपनी जगह पर खड़े हो जाएं। राष्ट्रगान के दौरान वर्दीधारी अधिकारियों से निवेदन है कि वे सलूट करें।
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. अब हम बढ़ते हैं संगीतमय समापन समारोह, बीटिंग रिट्रीट और सूर्यास्त विधि सनसेट सेरेमनी की ओर। कृपया स्वागत कीजिए भारतीय नौसेना बैंड का, जिसका नेतृत्व कर रहे हैं मास्टर चीफ म्यूजिशियन एम एंटनी राज।
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the world-famous Indian Naval Band, which is being led by Master Chief Musician M. Anthony Raj.
School Gateway, stand by for time check at Zulu -10 minutes. Three zero seconds.
देवी और सज्जनों, आप सबसे अनुरोध है कि सूर्यास्त विधि के लिए अपने स्थान पर खड़े हो जाएं। सभी वर्दीधारी अधिकारी सल्यूट करेंगे।
Ladies and gentlemen, you are kindly requested to rise for the sunset ceremony. Personnel in uniform are to salute. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, I would request you to gaze to your right. Approaching the venue, first for the aerial salute is the Chetak helicopter from the 321 flight with our beloved national flag and the naval ensign. The aircraft is being flown by Commander Srijit Gopal. The Chetaks are versatile, lightweight, multi-role helicopter that have been rendering yeoman service to the country for more than 6 decades.
Close behind are 2 Chetaks from the 321 Fleet Support Squadron in an echelon formation led by Commander Rahul Verma with Commander Kulkarni.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the latest addition to the stables at INS Shikra, the indigenous Advanced Light Helicopter Mark III. The Phoenix formation, comprising of 2 ALH helicopters today, is being led by Commander Lokesh Mathur, with Phoenix 2 under the command of Commander Saurabh.
Following the Phoenix, we have 1 Sea-King Mark 42 Bravo helicopter of Indian Naval Air Squadron 330. This flying frigate is flown by Harpoon leader Commander Deepak Diwan.
This stalwart of anti-submarine warfare is fondly denoted as the Flying Frigate.
और अब फ्लाई पास के अंतिम भाग का प्रदर्शन करने आ रहा है एक कामाओ 31 हेलीकॉप्टर जिसका नेतृत्व कर रहे हैं भारतीय नौसेना पोत शिक्रा के जाबाज लेफ्टिनेंट कमांडर नंदू नायर.
The Kamov 31 helicopters are specialized in airborne early warning role, serving as the eyes of the fleet, providing vital preemptive insight on the enemy's air picture.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to hold your breath. And before you, the magnum opus, the showstopper of the air power demonstration this evening. Emerging from behind the gateway is a Seeking Mark 42 Charlie. This majestic bird is flown by Commander Mahesh of the Marine Commando Flight of INS Shikra for the speedy extraction of Marcos from their area of operation after a successful mission. This operation is termed as STIE, short for Small Team Insertion and Extraction. Bravo! What a well-accomplished performance.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a huge round of applause for the Angels, Zappers, Harpoons, Phoenix, and Falcons from INS Shikra and the Marine Commandos of the Western Naval Command.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me reintroduce you to our Immaculate Naval Band as they once again take to the stage to enthrall us with their spellbinding performance. Let us not forget the magnitude of the effort that goes into putting together such a coordinated display. The fact that majority of the instruments are wind instruments and to play them while marching to the beat is truly an awe-inspiring feat. With that, let us be amazed by the Naval Band. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a big round of applause for our Indian Naval Band?
Wings for Gateway. Wings flying from multi-engine recovery to commence from 1825 onwards. Spartan Gateway shall indicate to you when continuity drill is completed. Shall indicate to you when continuity drill is completed.
What a scintillating performance that was. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a huge round of applause for our very own Indian Naval Band?
Ladies and gentlemen, we now present before you a speechless and self-controlled military drill known as the Continuity Drill by the 22nd Killer Squadron. The valiant predecessors of these brave men unleashed the deadly attack on Karachi on the glorious night of 4th December 1971, going down in history books for all of eternity. This particular drill sequence is special as it inculcates unity of purpose and spirit de corps and self-control, values that are essential attributes of men in uniform, which is why drill is rightly considered as the bedrock of discipline. The contingent has been trained and led by Master Chief Petty Officer, Gundry Instructor Madhusudan Dubey, who will pass through the formation of twirling rifles with the bayonets enflamed. At the culmination of the drill, do watch out as the platoon will form up in a figure of 75, symbolizing the 75 years of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav of our country. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a huge round of applause for these brave men?
That immaculate display of precision truly calls for a thunderous round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
देवी और सज्जनों, अब बारी है इस खूबसूरत शाम को शानदार और यादगार बनाने की। अब आपके समक्ष सी कैडेट कोर के जोशीले जिंदादिल कैडेट्स अपना उत्साह और कौशल लेके आ रहे हैं।
These 70 young and exuberant cadets, comprising of 60 dancers and 10 drummers, are going to present before you the Sailor's Hornpipe Dance. For accompaniment during this Irish jig, so beloved of mariners of yore, as it replicates and performs various ship-based sailor tasks like climbing, rigging, and hauling, that a sailor would accomplish as part of their on-board daily duties. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the cadets of the Sea Cadet Corps as they enter the plaza.
देवी और सज्जनों, आप सबसे अनुरोध है कि तालियों की गड़गड़ाहट से सी कैडेट कोर के नन्हे जोशीले कैडेट्स का उत्साह बढ़ाएं। Ladies and gentlemen, no tattoo ceremony can be complete without the drummers themselves. We now present the magical light tattoo drummers as they woo you with their dazzling performance. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the magical light tattoo drummers into the plaza. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for these amazingly young men who bedazzled us with their performance. Ladies and gentlemen, can we hear it again for all the participants for such a spectacular display as they form up to bid farewell to you this fantastic evening?
Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a huge round of applause for these brilliant performers of this evening?
देवी और सज्जनों, आप सबसे अनुरोध है कि राष्ट्रीय गान के लिए खड़े हो जाएं। वर्दीधारी अधिकारी सलूट करेंगे। आप सबसे नम्र निवेदन है कि सुर से सुर मिलाकर राष्ट्रीय गान को उत्साह और जोश से हमारे साथ गाएं।
Ladies and gentlemen, you are kindly requested to rise for the national anthem. All personnel in uniform are to salute.
राष्ट्रीय सलाट सलामी सत। कंडीशन पकड़ सस।
Ladies and gentlemen, you are kindly requested to remain standing as the chief guest departs from the venue. Ladies and gentlemen, we do hope that you have enjoyed the performance presented before you. We trust that these brave men find a place in your hearts as they stand guarding the seas of our country beyond the horizons that are visible from the shore. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Western Naval Command, we bid you a fond farewell from this year's ceremonies of beating retreat and the tattoo. Thank you.
कंडीशन पेश आओ।
Ladies and gentlemen, you may exit the venue from your left.
Yes.
Check, check. BRTC contingents may march off from the plaza.